Welcome to the Indiana Basketball Postgame Show with your host, Scott Laskowski. A production of ISB Media. Brought to you by Culver's of Bloomington and Bedford and Andy Moore Honda of Bloomington. Now, here's your host, Scott Laskowski.
All right, fans, welcome into the Indiana Sports Beat Radio post-game show. I am your host, Scott Laskowski, alongside my dad, John Laskowski. Welcome in, Dad, to the great Assembly Hall.
It's a great place to be, especially after a win. A little different today, Scott. The players have actually come out, the seniors especially, have come out. They're on the court. They're signing autographs, taking pictures with the fans who are still here. So it's a nice celebration to end their senior years.
Yeah, absolutely. The Hoosiers are victorious tonight, 77-47, a 30-point blowout against the Minnesota Golden Gophers. This game was really over from the start. Indiana started on a 20-6 run. The Gophers closed it to 3 at one point, so 22-19. But after that, it was pretty much over. We had a comfortable lead the entire game, and the Hoosiers never looked back. We needed this game. We were on a 4-game slide, and a big victory at home heading into our last game of the season at Ohio State is certainly much appreciated. Dad, what did you see out of the Hoosiers today?
So they started well from the three-point line, and that's Minnesota changed to a zone in the first half. And that's when they started came back. So they took like a 15-point lead down to 3. And then with some little patience, moving the ball better, Indiana figured out how to break that zone. And they did it by taking more 2-point shots than they had at the start of the game. It didn't matter how you do it. They still held Minnesota 28 points in the first half. So the defense was really good today as well.
Yeah, Minnesota was undersized. I think this is one of the only games this season that Indiana had the size advantage. It showed we had every statistical category there is. Minnesota tried to move from zone defense to man defense, but it didn't really matter. We dominated all over. Sam Alexis had a fantastic game. It was great to see him have a big showing. 23 points, went 9 for 11 from the field with 9 rebounds. He played a great game. Wilkerson had 16 and DeVries with 13. We had a fantastic showing today. 30-point blowout at home, exactly what we needed, especially being on the bubble as we look towards the Big Ten tournament and towards the NCAA tournament. Hopefully, Dad, we talk about next game at Ohio State. That may determine whether we or them get into the tournament. We're both on the bubble. I believe Ohio State right now is the last 4 in. Indiana is the first 4 out. So you couldn't talk about a bigger game coming up at Ohio State to end the season. What do you want to see out of the Hoosiers there? Obviously, Purdue just played at Ohio State. They were not victorious. Ohio State, a tough place to play, especially with so much on the line. What would you like to see out of the Hoosiers in our last game of the season at Ohio State?
Well, what I'd like to see is a game here. You know, playing Assembly Hall is a 5 or 10 point advantage for Indiana. I mean, this Minnesota team we played in December, nothing like the game that you saw back there. Our team's a lot better. So Ohio State's a lot better as well. They play at home. And their arena, it's a huge arena. It looks like a pro arena. I've done some games there, and the crowd gets going. And they know as well, if they win that game, they're probably in the tournament also. So it's really going to come down to that ball game. Who wins that game probably gets in the tournament.
Yes, and obviously whoever loses that game, great showing in the Big Ten tournament up in Chicago. Anything can happen there. The Hoosiers make a big run. We can certainly sneak in, but Ohio State's got a good resume as well. Obviously, Dad, we're sitting here in Assembly Hall, one of the greatest college basketball venues of all time. You've had great memories here. What is one of the best memories you have here in Assembly Hall, whether it be as a player, as a fan, or as an announcer? What is your favorite memory here in Assembly Hall?
Well, 2 stand out. Number 1, when I came on my recruiting trip, 1971 in April, Coach Knight had me put on a hard hat. And he put on a hard hat because Assembly Hall wasn't done yet. And so he said, I want to show you our new arena. It's going to be ready this fall. And I got to take a look at it before it looks like it does now. That was a great memory, and not many people get to do that. And the second was my senior year, 51 years ago, when we played Michigan State here for the final game. We were 17-0 in the Big Ten. We'd gone to every opponent. There were 10 teams in the league at that time. We won there. This is our 10th home game against a Big Ten team, Michigan State, and we won that game. I remember, so we finished 18-0, first Big Ten team ever to go 18-0. in the season. My mom was right under the basket here to our left. She came down to see the game. I walked in up to this third row, got to hug her, and then went into the locker room to celebrate with my teammates. President of the university, John Ryan, was there. He congratulated us, and it was just a great way to end your last game in Assembly Hall, just like it is for these guys. But to be 18-0, Big Ten champs, I think we won the conference by 6 games that year. So we already won the conference long before that. But to finish 18-0 was quite the accomplishment.
Yes, and there's banners on the walls here to prove that. A lot of great success, and we're walking the halls before the game. Bob Knight coming in here in 1971 and having success right away. Big Ten champions in his first few seasons, and obviously an undefeated national champion in 1976, the last team to ever do it. You want to talk about a great start. You couldn't have written a better start in terms of Bob Knight's career and what he did here in the Story Assembly Hall. They do show in the pregame video, they show the construction of Assembly Hall, and I imagine that's similar to what it looked like. Just a bunch of concrete, about half built. There was no roof on the stadium at the time, but from there and to find us all the way here, we look to our left, 5 national champions there, and then a lot of great banners to our right as well. 1976 Indiana Hoosiers, NCAA's #1 all-time March Madness team. Just simply a great venue here in Assembly Hall. We'll continue monitoring the rest of the season here. A huge game at Ohio State, and then we'll see what the Big Ten tournament does as well. Hopefully we see the Hoosiers being selected on Selection Sunday, and we'll go from there. Dad, any more thoughts on today's 77-47 victory against the Minnesota Golden Gophers today?
Well, a little difference than that first time when Coach Knight showed me around. When you get 17,000 people in here yelling and screaming, that is a big home court advantage. So love to come to Assembly Hall and see games.
All of us here at Indiana Sports Beat Radio, that is going to wrap up our post-game show. Appreciate you tuning in. And as always, God bless the Indiana Hoosiers. Thank you all and have a great night.
Thanks for listening to Indiana Sports Beat Radio. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page for more clips and team coverage of Indiana basketball, football, and more. You can also find full episodes and tons of other content on thehoosier.com. We'll see you next time for another edition.